Master.
Hi everyone, Sneemaster here. Patch 3.20 is now out in PTU for Wave 1 and 2, so this gives me the chance to show you what you can expect to see in the patch. I expect the PTU to be another week or two before everyone can play it, but it could be longer. First off, we have the most eager update with the release of the MISC Hull C in patch 3.20. There are some differences or more precise info on the actual Hull C than the previous concept info we had, so I'll give you a separate video just on the Hull C itself. But here's some summary info. The Hull C is designed for a crew of 2 to 4, which is less than previously anticipated. The ship opens up with cargo arms to hold 32 SU cargo boxes, and a few smaller boxes too. There are living quarters for the crew, plus a mess hall in the front section of the second floor. It also has a bridge with seats for pilot, co-pilot, and captain. The pilot has control of 2 front-facing size 3 gimbal guns. The co-pilot has control of 2 remote defensive turrets on top of the ship with dual size 3 guns each. The front section also has room on the second floor for the engineer to adjust ship settings and control the 4 tractor beam turrets, which are not installed yet. Expect those for a later patch. There is a crew elevator on the port side front section that reaches to the ground. In that same section is also a docking port to dock with stations and other ships. In the rear section, you have the component room access and an external airlock to EVA from. The external cargo storage is 4,608 SU. The main engines have a combat speed of 50 meters a second, so it's not a fast ship, but it accelerates and turns quickly for a ship of that size. Quantum travel is slow too, and right now the fuel tanks are small. That could be a bug though. To deal with cargo on a Hull C, you have to buy and sell cargo from the admin shop, and then go to a holographic parking area outside the station to wait for your ship loading. Or you can manually gather cargo and load the cargo arms with tractor beams. Just remember, you can't land in stations or on planets with the cargo arms out, so you got to load them in. Now, with the release of the Hull C, we also got multiple sizes of cargo boxes. There are now boxes from 1 SU to 32 SU. Ships that buy cargo will automatically use the largest size boxes they can to reduce how many individual boxes they carry. For example, the Hull C will hold mostly 32 SU containers, but a Drake Cutlass Black will hold a mix of 16 SU, 2 SU, and 1 SU boxes. The handheld tractor beams are buffed up for 3.20 so that players can lift any of these boxes, including the 32 SCU boxes. That's only temporary though, as later patches, possibly patch 3.20.x, will release the dedicated handheld tractor beam and then ship tractor beams as well. So our little multi-tool version will lose the power to lift more than 1 or 2 SCU boxes again. But again, that could even be a later patch as well. Next, CIG has improved ground vehicle handling, mostly for things like climbing mountains and jumping. It'll be important for future release of vehicles like the Tumbril Storm. Speaking of the Storm, it's being delayed until patch 3.20.x, so closer to CitizenCon time. We also have the Crusader Spirit C1 and A1, also both releasing on patch 3.20.x. I'm very excited to see these ships when they release. Expect a surprise ship too, I'm guessing. We're probably going to have another one that CIG hasn't talked about yet. Ship bounty missions have been improved with tons more ships used by AI, both good and bad guy AI. You have all sorts of ships that they use, like the Little Origin 85X, to ships like the Drake Vulture, the Herald, Defender, Nomad, Hawk, and many others. It's much more fun with all the variety now. Just watch out for more quantum jamming. You may have to take out the quantum jammer ship. We also have new criminal salvage missions. In this case, users are paid a lot of money to scrape off the whole hull of a target ship so that authorities can't determine what that ship was. If you don't make it in time, then the mission fails. Missions can easily pay 80,000 credits or more for a single mission if you do it on time, so you can make a lot of money. But you gotta get there fast and strip that ship really fast. There will also be some retrieve consignment missions where you have to collect some goods from places, similar to the regular delivery missions but with real cargo instead, although this mission type might not show up until a 3.20.x patch 2. Another improvement in patch 3.20 is to the Crusader Ares ships. CIG is giving them slight fixed target aiming so that they can hit ships easier that aren't moving too quickly. This will be a big buff for the Ares Starfighter variants, and it makes it much more fun in combat with them. We also have the new Seraphim station in patch 3.20. It replaces the venerable Port Olisar station. Seraphim station has some similar features to Port Olisar on the outside, but looks like a standard Stanton space station on the inside. This gives you more shops to access, the admin office, more food places, plus the cargo terminal too. Sadly, we will lose the ease of access to ship platforms from that Port Olisar had, but you'll still have the ship pads to land on in Seraphim station if you like using those. Just don't use the ones in the front. Those are restricted, so you'll get shot if you land on them. I found out the hard way. We may also get some new points of interest on the planet Crusader with their own floating platforms away from Orison. These will have their own missions on them, including the usual bunker and cargo missions. At least Crusader won't be just a one-city planet anymore. Players can also climb new things and have a new hurdling feature. You can even climb the side doors of the Cutlass Black now, and the Cutlass Steel. We also have quite a few updates to Arena Commander for patch 3.20. We have some of the new Master Mode mission types to try out the new Master Mode Flight Mode. In this new Flight Mode, you start at SCM speed where you can fire guns. You can't go above the red line unless you boost to it, and it drops after boosting. You can instead engage the Master Mode and go into the High Speed Mode where you can hit your usual max speed without needing to boost, but you cannot fire any weapons in that mode. Also, you have to watch your shields. Also, it takes a few seconds to start that mode, so your ship will be stuck in SCM speed until then, but without weapons. This makes it trickier to dodge missiles or enemies that are chasing you. You can't just whisk away at a moment's notice. It takes time to activate. This will mean we need new tactics in combat. Slower ships will definitely need to have turret gunners to protect them, or ship escorts while waiting for the higher speed mode to turn on. Faster ships won't be able to just zoom in high speed and kill you, though, since they'll have to slow to SCM speed to even activate weapons. I actually really like the Master Mode, but it'll take a bit of getting used to. There are new Arena Commander game modes like Team Tank Battle, Duel, Gun Rush, a Fury Combat Mode, Tank Royale, and others. There are new maps for Arena Commander for combat, free fly, and racing. The new racetracks are very sweet, and there are even more ships you can race with, like the Drake Caterpillar. INS, Jericho, and Security Post Korea maps add more fun to mission types, as you have to dodge turrets and missiles from the station shooting at you while you engage in combat or free fly. We will be able to have more co-op missions in Arena Commander, including jumping into friends' turrets for bigger ships. Some of these new game types, and even the co-op multiplayer editions, will have to wait for patch 3.20.x though, since they are still being worked on by CIG, but at least the new maps are in. Just don't expect Arena Commander to be fully updated or fixed by the regular 3.20. Now remember, the patch is still in early PTU, so it's got a ton of bugs and features still missing yet. Hopefully they'll all be fixed by the time the patch goes live, but we'll have to see. There are performance issues, missing textures, slowly loading textures, weird inventory issues, elevators that kill you, missions on servers that are slow to load, all sorts of things. Also, cruise control turns off now if you strafe your ship forward or back. All sorts of weird things, so don't expect everything to be amazing at first until CIG irons out the PTU issues. Also remember that key bindings have changed, so make sure to reset your bindings and rebind them once you get in. Plus we'll have patch 3.20.x coming out later after Live does, so watch for that too. There may even be more features to 3.20 that release with Live that we don't know about yet. Alright, so that's it for the 3.20 patch preview. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump in as Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. Here's a big thank you to all my current patrons. I have a Patreon going for $3 a month, and a YouTube membership for $4.99. All patrons and members will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get access to our Discord channel to discuss anything. Patrons and members also have first pick on the next item I will cover, so feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next, or if you want to just play a game together. Okay, catch you all next time.